What's up, everyone? I am here with my boy Stretch in the house. Welcome to Just Josie. So we're about to just break it down for you guys.
That's it.
So what's up? It's been how long? What?
20 plus years.
20 plus years since we worked on Remember the Time. Does that make any kind of sense? That makes no kind of sense.
We still here. We still look
here.
good.
We still looking
I'm
good.
happy about that.
Look at him looking all dapper Dan. So, okay, so what do the kids want to know?
The greatest question is, what was it like to work with Michael Jackson?
Yes.
And when I explain to people that outside of the birth of my children, it's the best experience of my life. The funny thing about it is, we were in New York, and we were at a club. I was with Henry, my partner Link, and that's when we first, hooked up with Fatima and Tish. And as we left the club, the next day I was flying down to this event in the ATL called Jack the Rapper, and Fatima was flying back to ATL also. So we met again after being in New York down in Jack the Rapper. And then I was working with Dougie Fresh at the time. And so we were putting together his music video. We flew out to Fremont, California, outside of Oakland. And I got a call to do the Billboard Music Awards. I think it was the first Billboard Music Awards. And they wanted me to do choreography for LL. But I was working with Dougie, so I couldn't do it. So I told them, there's a great choreographer in Los Angeles. Her name's Fatima Robinson. She can, take this and hook you up, and she's great. They called her. She did the job. She called me. Well, let's clarify. We didn't have cell phones then. She beat me. And
okay, you're telling on us. No,
oh yeah,
you can leave some of the details out.
So
all right.
We started talking. She thanked me, and I told her, it's all love. And so she told me at this point, I should come to LA because they're having auditions for Michael Jackson for dancers, and I should come. And and I told her, I don't want to dance for Michael Jackson, and she thought I was crazy.
What?
Yeah, I was like, I don't.
I don't even know this. Okay, I don't even know the story.
And I said, but I want to choreograph for Michael Jackson. And she laughed.
He was 10 steps ahead of everybody even back then.
I was like, that was my mindset. And so we laughed about it, and it was a funny conversation. I didn't think nothing of it. About a month and change passes. I'm on the set shooting Dougie Fresh's video with MC Hammer in New York, and I get a phone call from Fatima.
Was I on that set? Was I on that video with you?
I remember.
I want to say yes.
I think so.
Yeah,
you were there. Yeah, busted out. She called me on that set, and she, I called her she said, "Stretch, we're about to do Michael Jackson." And I was like, "If Fatima, stop playing," and I hung up. And she hit me back again. She's like, "I'm not playing. I'm about to do Michael Jackson." And I was like, "Nah, I'm not trying to hear you. I'm shooting a video right now. I got no time for games."
I cannot believe that. Okay, you guys are hearing this like me for the first time.
Yeah.
So
then she had
bananas.
John Singleton called me. And when he called, I was stunned, like, oh shit, this John Singleton. He was like, "I want to fly you to LA.
Right.
Shoot the song, for Michael Jackson called Remember the Time. We want you to choreograph with Fatima." And I was like, this is actually happening. And I don't know if you remember when I came back on set and I told, the guys, me, Ejo, Henry, Ja, Khalif, Ray, we were running around screaming and yelling, jumping around like little kids. And that's why, because I told them we were about to do Michael Jackson.
Well, I know you were hyped on that video.
Yeah, and so
now I know why.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know the backstory.
Exactly.
I love it.
I was just like,
I love it.
Yo, and so flew me out and, went straight to the studio, to start working on the choreography and, and then met Michael that night. And, it was so funny because he did all the talking. You know, he was asking so many questions, and you know, he wanted to know about the dance and why you did the dance. How did you dress? Why do you dress like this? Like, do you wear, you know, this stuff every time you dance? Do you always have a baseball cap? Do y'all, you know, dance in Timberlands all the time and blah blah blah? So it was like he's asking all these questions, and I'm dumbfounded. Like, Michael Jackson is asking me questions. Like,
why is he so interested?
Exactly. It blew my mind, you know, and you know, it was crazy. And then we had the audition and the callback, and it was, you know, you flew out, and you know, we made history. I mean, it's the only video that Michael did that has hip hop.
That has hip hop.
The only
hip hop. Do you hear me?
And
Do you hear
It's
me?
hip hop.
exactly. So I, you know, take very much, you know, pride very much in that, and you know. God bless the dead. When he passed, you know, I called Fatima immediately, and I told her, I said,
Where were you? Let's talk about that. Where were you the day that you heard that he had passed? Do you remember the minute,
remember
the time, what you were doing?
A studio called Steps on Broadway, and the funny thing is, one of the dancers that was working with Michael at this time for This Is It. His name is Misha Gabriel. You know, he was a student of mine. I used to teach him at a festival in Colorado. And so his sister was at the studio with me. She was visiting New York, and she happened to be at Steps. And she's like, oh, stretch blah, blah, blah. And Misha's practicing right now. And we were laughing. And then the news came over the wire on the TV right then that Michael Jackson passed. And she looked at me, and we were stunned. And then she just started crying. And then, you know, she was thinking about her brother. Does he know? And she was trying to get in touch with him. And, you know, we're stunned and like bugging out. And, you know, as I said, right then and there, I called Fatima to thank her. You know, and she said the same thing. When the news broke, the first thing she thought of was me. And I called her at that instant. And she was like, we made history, you know. And it was a surreal thing. You know, as I was telling you earlier, because earlier in the year, you know, a lot of people don't know, but our crew with me, Henry, Link, and Loose Joint, we became a crew on that video. You know, my crew is called Elite Force Crew. We started as a crew on that video. So earlier that year, you know, we were doing a tribute show for Michael. You know, we did a show at this event called Keep On Dancing in Beijing, China. And the entire show was all Michael Jackson. You know, we did all our routines to different Michael Jackson songs, all our solos. It was entirely for Michael. We didn't know that this tribute show would really actually be a tribute, because later that year he passed away.
Right.
And it really stunned the hell out of us. But that was the spirit. You know, the spirit saying, you know, you giving thanks.
Give thanks.
You know.
Give thanks. Well, thanks can be given.
Exactly.
Right?
And so, you know, we were, you know, stunned, to say the least, but, you know, we were trying to give thanks to him for that opportunity.
What's some advice that you can give to these, you know, not just the young kids, because there are older cats. I'm sounding really old calling them cats, though, right? But they're, you know, older people, folks,
Exactly.
you know, trying to do this thing too, right? I mean, they got it in their bones. They can't help themselves. So, you know, what can you tell them? I mean, just keeping it real with them about what it's like, or, you know, what they can foresee.
You know, first and foremost, this isn't, don't treat it as a hobby or a pastime. You have to, you know, as we say in the street, don't talk about it. You got to be about it.
That's right.
You know, and you have to take it, you have to look at it as this is your craft. You have to continuously hone your craft.